Remember when Thanos snapped his fingers and half the universe turned to dust? Yeah, good times. Back then, Marvel was on top of the world. Avengers Endgame was a cinematic orgasm, a culmination of a decade of storytelling that left audiences breathless. Box office records shattered, tears were shed, and everyone was high-fiving Iron Man's ghost. Little did we know this was not the climax, but the beginning of the end. The MCU was like that hot girlfriend we all had in college. Exciting, unpredictable, knew how to keep things interesting. Fast forward to today, and it's like she's discovered veganism, started a social media consulting business, and constantly quotes bell hooks. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for self-improvement. But some transformations are best left unexplained. And like a bad relationship, you don't realize how bad it's gotten until you're knee-deep in it. Cue the sad trombone. Now, I'm all for diversity and representation. A rainbow of superheroes sounds pretty cool, in theory, but there's a fine line between genuine inclusion and shoving a forced agenda down our throats. It's like they took the infinity gauntlet of storytelling and replaced the stones with diversity quotas, gender politics, and a whole lot of virtue signaling. Suddenly, every other character needs to be female, LGBTQ+, or a minority. And that's great, except when it feels like they're ticking boxes instead of crafting compelling characters. It's like they forgot that the point of superheroes is to be super, not preachy. This isn't about being anti-woke. It's about good storytelling. It's about escaping into a world of fantasy and adventure, not getting lectured on social justice from a dude in spandex. Let's talk about Eternals. No, let's not. It was like watching paint dry on a slow Tuesday, except the paint was trying to lecture you about climate change. And don't even get me started on Thor: Love and Thunder. Taika Waititi, I love you, mate, but even you couldn't save that CGI-fueled dumpster fire. And then there's the whole female Thor debacle. Look, Natalie Portman is a fantastic actress, but replacing Chris Hemsworth's godly physique and charming swagger with, well, Natalie Portman felt less like empowerment and more like a publicity stunt, like trying to fit Thor's hammer into a glass slipper. It just doesn't work. The problem isn't that these films feature diverse characters. It's that the characters themselves are as exciting as a wet baguette. Here's the thing about Disney. They can dish it out, but they can't take it. Any criticism of their woke agenda is met with accusations of bigotry and intolerance. Fans who dare to express their disappointment are labeled as toxic, sexist, or racist. It's a classic case of corporate hypocrisy. They're happy to preach about inclusivity, but God forbid anyone challenge their creative choices. It's like they've forgotten that the fans are the ones who made them billions of dollars in the first place. Without us, they're just a bunch of executives in suits, sitting in a boardroom, wondering why nobody wants to watch their latest woke masterpiece. Remember that time they tried to erase Chadwick Boseman from Black Panther posters in China? Or when they cast a white actress as a traditionally Asian character in Doctor Strange? Yeah, me too. It seems like Disney's marketing department is stuck in a perpetual state of foot-and-mouth disease. Every other week there's a new PR disaster, a new instance of cultural insensitivity, a new reason to question their judgment. It's like they're actively trying to alienate their fan base. They're so busy trying to please everyone that they end up pleasing no one. Look, I'm not saying that the MCU is beyond saving. There's still hope. But they need to get their act together. They need to stop preaching and start entertaining. They need to remember what made these characters so beloved in the first place. Their humanity, their flaws, their ability to make us believe in something bigger than ourselves. So Disney, here's some free advice. Ditch the woke agenda, hire some decent writers, and focus on telling good stories. Oh, and lay off the PR disasters. It's not a good look.